Today we want to take a very special opportunity to honor our 2020 graduates here at Metairie Baptist Church. To the class of 2020, I know this has not been necessarily the journey that you imagined that this last year would be for you, but you endured and you did well, and your church family is very, very proud of you. You know, oftentimes when we get to moments like this, any graduation card you may find that has any kind of religious reference on it at all may have the verse Jeremiah 29:11 written on it. But when you look at that verse and look at what's taking place in that chapter as Jeremiah writes, I believe it has a word for you graduates. Really, it has a word for each of us. At the beginning of Jeremiah chapter 29, Jeremiah is writing a letter to those individuals who are in exile from Jerusalem. They have been taken under captivity by King Nebuchadnezzar, and they're in Babylon. And false prophets had come and had told them that this exile wouldn't last long, but Jeremiah knew that was quite the contrary. He knew that this would be a long-term affair that they would be involved in. And in the beginning of chapter 29, in verses 5 through 7, he tells them to establish their homes there, to have families, to live in that moment. When I consider the time that we've lived in right now through this pandemic, that's really been the situation we've been in. We have found ourselves really for no cause of our own quarantined, having to change the way we do lives, to wear face coverings, to distance ourselves from individuals. And we've had to embrace those moments. And to the class of 2020, your entire class, this last few months has been much different as you've been ripped away from your homes or from your schools. I know for many of you high school seniors, you've missed opportunities such as prom and dances and other end-of-the-year events that you would long to be, and even graduation itself. But what Jeremiah tells them in this passage is to embrace the moment. And you've embraced this moment, and we are very proud of you. He goes on to tell them those verses that we're so familiar with in Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11, even in the midst of exile, even in the midst of circumstances happening to them that were no faults of their own, he tells them, "For I know the plans I have for you." This is the Lord's declaration. "Plans for your well-being, not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope." In verse 12, he says, "You will call to me and come and pray to me, and I will listen to you." And in verse 13, I think here is the verse that we long for you to take with you as you go to the next stage of life. He says this, "You will seek me and find me when you search for me with all your heart." Our prayer as a church, and our prayer for you graduates, is that you will seek the Lord and you will find him and you will search him with all your heart. That is our prayer for you as a church. That's my prayer for you. But without further ado, you didn't come so you could hear me preach to you. You came for this moment. We do want to congratulate our graduates. Our first graduate that we have, a high school graduate, is Mr. Benjamin Coogler. Ben is the son of Rick and Karen Coogler, and he is a graduate from Brother Martin High School. Ben plans to attend Louisiana Tech upon graduation and major in mechanical engineering. Our second graduate is Miss Taylor Coon. Taylor is the daughter of Alan and Sherry Coon, and this year she's graduating from Crescent City Christian School. Upon graduation, she will be attending Southeastern Louisiana University and majoring in chemistry. Our third graduate is Mr. Andrew Dupuy. Andrew is the son of Mr. Paul and Miss Rachel Dupuy. This year, he is graduating from Jesuit High School, and upon graduation, he's attending Louisiana State University and majoring in computer science. Our last graduate is a college graduate, Mr. Marshall Pace. Marshall is married to Jillian, and this year he graduated from Level College with a bachelor's degree in Christian ministry. And upon graduation this fall, he will be seeking to earn his master's degree at New Orleans Baptist Theological Seminary. We're so proud of you graduates for a job well done. You endured some pretty unique circumstances, and you have made it.